All right, here's maybe a simple question. Do you think guys get awards for getting the most women? Being the alpha male, etc.? Because that's where I think young guys get misled. So the simple answer to that is yes. Men have been conditioned that our success as a male, as our success as a man, is dependent on our ability to provide, to protect, and procreate. And those look like different things. To provide is the money we have, the status we have, the job. Protect is your strength, your muscles, right? And how good I am at fixing and solving things, kind of. And then procreate is the size of my dick, what I can do with it, my sexual prowess, my muscles and my body, but also how good I am at getting laid and how many women I can get. And so the award is kudos, or at least we think it's kudos, right? Because obviously it depends on the eyes and the perspective of the person viewing that. So young men, and I've been in that place and I've lived that reality for a long time in my teenage years and early 20s. And then again when my previous relationship, my engagement ended, I chose to put on that hat and that story for a little while. It's the kudos, there's two parts to it. The kudos that we think and we may get from our mates and our peers if they're in the same place. And then there's also the award of short-term validation that we get from someone wanting us. So it's kind of that two-pronged thing. And that's not necessarily the only way that plays out. These things play out in many ways. So I'm going to have a look at this again. And for being the alpha male, so then the alpha male comes to that provide, protect, procreate. It kind of is a blanket across all of those. So yes, we need to change that fucking narrative, right? Now there is an evolutionary part in that, because if you're the one who can get the mate, then it's the survival of your genes. But this is where there's the instinct, the animal at play for us, and the human man who gets to make choice. But if we want men and young men growing into men and showing up in the world more effectively, we have to educate on that. Because as a young man, I generally learnt, apart from the Catholic school system and shame around sex, I learnt that sex was good and I needed to get it, and also that was part of my ability as a man. What was totally lost in there was connection, intimacy, emotional connection, as well as the physical. So we're doing a disservice to men and women, of course, when we don't teach that. And that results in us chasing things externally to make us feel better internally. All sorts of things, right? Money, kudos, sexual prowess, conquest, etc. And it's not really effective. That's not working for us. And a lot of guys are stuck in that place, and I understand it. So I don't know. Yes is the answer to your question, but there's a need for us to change that narrative, no doubt. And there is, options. So if you're a gentleman watching this, if you're a dude watching this, if you're a bro, if you're a lad watching this, and you think, fuck yeah, then I invite you to consider that there is different realities and different possibilities out there that are far more meaningful. And if you want to know about them, ask.